Good morning to you, good day to you, good evening to you. Whatever time of day it is that you're watching this, I wish you the absolute best. My name is Freed. Welcome to The Art of Being Freed. This is a show that focuses on growth mindset for creators. So we're coming into the second quarter of the year. First 3 months we're knocking down, and this was a very interesting quarter. So I just want to share with you a few things that I've learned from the quarter, because as we go into the second quarter, there's some reinventing that might need to take place, because when you go back to December or even January, from January to now, where are you on your goals? Where do you stand on those goals? How are you doing? And for me, I had to make a lot of adjustments because January was kind of rough. February was really good, professionally a little rough. And then in March, I turned it around. So there are a couple things that really helped me that I'll share with you if you're looking to reinvent yourself and get back on track with 90 days down. The first thing is, don't jump to conclusions. It's easy to get stressed in the moment and allow pressure to overcome you and feel like it's the end of the world or like the walls are closing in. Just because things are going a certain way in the moment doesn't mean that that's how it's going to end or finish. I found it beneficial to find something that I can take action on for a certain amount of time. So maybe I spend a half hour on a specific activity that will allow me to take my mind off of the current situation. I'm in sales, so I'm in a high pressure role, and it's easy to get caught up in these little, small details and turn them into these giant mountains. Right? So I would really stress, don't get caught up in the moment. Don't jump to conclusions. I know I used to have a problem where I would jump to a conclusion if my day wasn't going right in the morning and somebody asked me, but I'm having a bad day. But it's in the morning. Like the day isn't even really started. So it's like, don't jump to that conclusion. If you are having a rough start to your day, how's your day going? Off to a bit of a start, but it's getting up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta talk positively, okay? So don't jump to conclusions. The second thing that I learned that really helped a lot for me was to state the obvious and tell the truth. So March was interesting because I actually had some conflict with someone, and it could have been real nasty, but it actually ended so well that it's going to be a really dope relationship to come out of it. In the past, if I had an issue with someone, and I might have told people to do this, I would just cut them off and I wouldn't say anything about it. I just wouldn't talk to them anymore, and that would be that. And I've even had videos where I'm like, cut negative people out of your life, cut people out of your life that don't serve you. And if there are toxic people in your life and you have the ability to walk away without saying anything, that's an extreme situation that you may need to go move forward on. But you can't always cut people off. And people would be like, well, what if it's somebody close to you? And I'd be like, yeah, that's a little hard. I didn't really know. But I finally, was like, I'm going to tell the truth and I'm going to state the obvious. So if there's something that I don't like, it needs to be said. And that first conversation was very uncomfortable. And the person's response was very mature. And I remember just thinking to myself, wow, I might have made this into a bigger issue than I needed to, because I was going to cut that person off, and that resentment would have lived in my heart. I don't think it's healthy to just cut somebody off, especially if you're close to them, because even if you cut them off, if you had some sort of relationship that was decent, that might stay in your heart, right? You might continue to think about that situation. Maybe you didn't get the type of clarity you needed. For some people, walking away is all the clarity that they need. But I can tell you, it feels much better when you tell the truth and state the obvious, and even have that ultimatum, if this is what it is, that's okay. It's been great knowing you, and we can keep it moving. Because some people are in your life for a season. But if you can salvage relationships by telling the truth and stating the obvious, it's just gonna make you feel better. And it's gonna make you a mature person, because when you harbor that resentment, it just grows and it blossoms, and it's just not a good look. Yeah, so 3 things, right? Don't jump to conclusions, tell the truth, state the obvious. If you can get those things down, that's a big reinvention of self, especially the truth piece, because it really starts by, telling the truth to yourself. So if you're not where you want to be, what are you engaging in? Are you spending enough time on your goals? I saw a video with somebody the other day. I'm not going to say their name because they're celebrity and I don't really want to talk a lot about celebrities on this show, but I like what they said. They said you have to eliminate all of your distractions if you're not where you want to be in life. So there are a lot of things that I think about. I talked about Griselda a couple of weeks ago and I never went back and finished the show. You know what I mean? Because I've been so busy and every time I wanted to watch it, it's like I got this that I can do that will get me closer to where I need to be. So until I'm where I need to be and I have a vision for myself and you know, I would encourage you to get a vision for yourself as well. Shout out to Nikki Saunders. She's talking about creating a vision plan for Q2 and creating a vision plan without limitations. So when she said that, it really hit my heart because it's like, yeah, like how many times am I creating with limitations in mind? There was a policy change recently at this business and a lady was talking about how many hoops she'd have to jump through in order to not have to be affected by this particular policy change. And for a second, there was just a lot of complaining, woe is me, it's gonna take too long. And my response was like, these are all like self-limiting beliefs. If you could just adjust your mindset to look at it, what's the positive side, right? Like, what is that? What can you just take? If you take 30 seconds to think about the positive side of it, it'll outweigh all the negatives. I promise you, because most of the negatives won't matter 6 months from now, but the positives can last beyond a lifetime. If you like this video, drop a like, follow, subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, please leave a 5-star review. Wherever you are hearing this, The Art of Being Freed, dropping every Friday. Until next week, I will see you soon. Peace.